You know what it is. It's your boy Jay Noble, Monstars Entertainment.
32-year-old Jermaine Dunkley has been charged with first-degree murder. He was arrested at John Sapinka Courthouse because Dunkley was already behind bars.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Prison Audio. My name is Mike, and this is an interview that a lot of people have been waiting a long time to hear. This is going to be part one of my conversation with Jermaine Dunkley. So for those of you who do not already know Jermaine Dunkley, he is currently incarcerated here in Canada, and he is serving a life sentence for the death of Neeko Mitchell that happened in 2013 in Rexdale, Ontario. So basically, we're going to jump right into this podcast episode. This is going to be a conversation between me and Jermaine, and basically we're going to go through his entire life, starting as him being a kid and kind of growing up and all of the events that led to his current incarceration. So we're going to jump right into that. But before we do, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to all of the people at Correctional Services Canada who have made this episode possible. We have been working with Correctional Services Canada to do a series of interviews with people who are currently incarcerated in Canada. And we're definitely excited to bring those interviews to you here on the channel. So yeah, definitely stick around until the end. I will come back with some comments and I will see you guys then. But this is going to be, like I said, part one of the conversation between me and Jermaine Dunkley. I do hope you enjoy it, and I will see you at the end.
50 grand cash. I'm talking last night. And we've been doing that for the few past nights. About to marry that white girl, that's right. And name our son half brick cause he half white. 4 pots, you should see us when we whipping up. You use a glass jar, that's a shy hustle, dog. Monstars in the streets like ball hogs, and we don't give it up once we get our hands on it. On Kipling when we shooting like Nowinski. Big guns capable of killing by the 3. Yeah, it's back to the trap. Fall for the brick, you just gotta get it back. The fiend's done smoking and he's back for the crack. Unwrapped, cause he says he lost a point on the bag. It's wet work, nigga. You better get it off fast, nigga. Straight out the pot to you, niggas. You know what it is, man. It's your boy Noble. We here, King of the City DVD. Mount Olive shit. What up?
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Prison Audio. My name is Mike, and before we get started for today's interview, I just wanted to play that clip for you really fast. That clip is from a 2013 DVD called King of the City. If you're from Toronto, you probably already know what that is. If you're not from Toronto, King of the City was a DVD series that featured up-and-coming rap artists. And yeah, if you were on that, you were kind of a big deal in the Toronto rap community. So the question I have for you about that clip is, do you think that everything he's saying is real, or do you think that he's putting it on for the camera? At the beginning of the freestyle, he says, 50 grand cash, I'm talking last night, and we've been doing that for the past few nights. So he's basically saying that he's been making $50,000 a night, every night, continuously. And I'm just curious if you think that's true or not, or if you think that he's just putting that on for the camera. And that's kind of the question I want you to think about while you're listening to this entire episode. Also, before we get started today, I wanted to give a huge thank you to Correctional Services Canada and all of the great people that I have met working there. I don't want to name anybody specifically just to protect their privacy, but all of the wardens and the correctional staff and the people in the media department there. Yeah, just incredible people that have really helped and made this possible. So hopefully we will have a lot more Canadian content coming soon with the help of Correction Service Canada. So thanks again to them, and let's jump right into the episode.
They set me free. They must be out their mind. Ask me where I've been. I had to do a little time. Real niggas. I don't feel.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Prison Audio. My name's Mike, and in this episode, I want to introduce you to Jermaine Dunkley. So Jermaine is somebody who is currently incarcerated in Canada. He is serving a life sentence for the death of Neeko Mitchell. And in Canada, this means that he is not eligible for parole for 25 years. And it means that he will be on parole for the rest of his life. All right, so I got to admit that I was a little bit nervous when I first met Jermaine Dunkley. I mean, this was one of the artists that I had followed for quite some time. And I had known his story for a long time. But the thing about Jermaine Dunkley is the media has really made him look like a monster, to be honest. The media's really ran with his persona of Jay Noble, and I think that's what has gotten him into trouble. You got to understand, Jermaine has a very big reputation inside Toronto. He has, if you know about Toronto hip hop, you know who Jermaine Dunkley is. You know who Jay Noble is. So it is my personal opinion that I don't think Jermaine Dunkley necessarily got a fair trial, because I think that it wasn't Jermaine Dunkley who was on trial, but it was Jay Noble who was on trial. And so when I joined that Zoom call from Corrections Service Canada, I didn't really know who I was going to be meeting. I didn't know if they would be Jay Noble or Jermaine Dunkley.
Hey, you can hear me?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Okay. Yeah, how you doing? Hold on, let me lock this door. Okay, yeah.
So how's your day going, man?
It's all right, you know. Just got out the shower. You know what I'm saying? Just said I'll run down here. It's like a few minutes walk to get down here.
Jermaine Dunkley was born in Rexdale, Ontario, Canada. And if you're not familiar with Ontario, Rexdale is part of Toronto. And specifically, he grew up in the Mount Olive area of Rexdale. And Mount Olive has a bit of a reputation inside Toronto. It is known for being having a lot of poverty. The population is primarily black. It is a very low income area, and there is definitely a lot of crime in that area. And I know that because I used to live there back in 2002 or 2001 and 2002. So I do know the area very well. Knowing we had that in common, the first thing I wanted to ask him was about his family and growing up in Rexdale. I want to jump right into it because just to make sure we have enough time. But so take us right way back to the beginning for people who have never heard of your case before, for anybody who's listening for the first time and have never even heard of you. Let us know about a little bit about who you are. What was your childhood like? I know you. I know one thing that was big in your childhood was you played a lot of basketball.
Yeah, for sure. I played ball. Yeah, growing up in the Rex, yeah, it was nice, man. You know, the childhood. Obviously, you know, when you think about the childhood days, obviously you're gonna have good memories and like enjoy that time period because like I feel like that was the time period where it's like you didn't have to deal with like the cares, the worldly cares, and any responsibilities. You just being a child. Get up, have fun, eat, go to bed, repeat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like childhood was cool in the Rex. Obviously, had fun. It's a big neighborhood. Obviously, you live there, so the whole land mass is it's a big neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? So obviously there's a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? So like summer times, like basketball courts are packed, lots of people out there, lots of girls, guys, everybody's outside. So that's good. You know what I'm saying? The child growing up was good, all right. Obviously you have the financial aspect of it where it's like obviously you're in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Trenches, like, nothing's not going in like that. But I don't know. I don't think when I was young, like I didn't really think we cared about like money so much, as long as like, yeah, as long as we had our fresh Nikes, you already know, fresh white tee, you know what I'm saying? Or 1, 2, we have food money, we have money to buy some loud, you know what I'm saying? It's just what it is, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, we're in the hood, you know what I'm saying? As long as you have a little 1, 2 things for the 1, 2 perks, you're all right, you know what I'm saying? It was maybe more like when as I got older into my teenage age, where it's like more like you start caring about the financial stuff that deeply. But obviously it hurt when you couldn't get certain shit that your mom couldn't afford or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But that was like most guys in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got by. Mama did a good job. We got through.
Were you playing organized basketball at that time, or was it just you were just playing pickup in the street sort of thing?
No, yeah, the growing up it was just you already know, like when you grow up in the hood, like basketball just comes with it. Everybody in the neighborhood like thinks they're a baller. Even if you're not good, you can't tell a man that he's trash. A man's a baller. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it came hand in hand with it. Like we're there every day. Yeah, we're on the ball court. We hung out on the ball court. We played basketball on the ball court. But not system like I wasn't really playing organized basketball like that. That was more like when I got into like grade 11, 12, like my last 3 years of high school was more like system basketball. Growing up, we just ball in the hood, we nice and we just ball yeah, everybody's thinking about going to the NBA. But remember, like certain guys played on certain little grassroots teams and whatnot, but like for the most part, like you got to pay for all those rep teams and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like You know what I'm saying? If there's like, say you're in the hood and you have like three bros and all you guys want to play ball, your mom's gonna have to. She can't put one of you on and not put the others. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that's my shop. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So yeah, ball was always a part of it. Me and my bros, all of us balled. You know what I'm saying? All the man them balled. You know, we're out there basketball. It's a part of the hood, right?
Jermaine grew up with two brothers, Ricky Dunkley and Tyrone Watson, his mother and his stepfather, Paul Watson. But Jermaine Dunkley's childhood was far from perfect. In 2001, when he was only 16 years old, his stepfather, Paul Watson, was tragically killed. Paul Watson was a well-known and well-respected Lawrence Heights activist. And after his death, Jermaine's mother wanted a fresh start, so she moved the family to Hamilton, Ontario. Having grown up in Toronto, Jermaine didn't really want to move to Hamilton, so he spent a lot of time staying in Toronto and was back and forth between his mother's house in Hamilton and his friends' houses in Toronto. So tell me a little bit about when you got a little bit older, because I know at some point you and your family had to relocate to Hamilton, Ontario. Kind of walk us through that.
I'll probably be like after grade 10. So like, yeah, like 16 years old sometimes, you know? Because before, like when my mom first moved out there, I didn't even like fully commit to it, you know? Because I got sent to Jamaica for a year. And then when I came back, I wasn't really like, to me, Hamilton at the time seemed further than it really is, you know? I was like, what, Hamilton? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know nothing about that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'd like go, come back, then I'd still just spend most of the time in the hood sleeping at my friend's house and you know what I'm saying? Sleeping at, cause she was friends with like some of my homies' moms too, right? We all grew up in the hood, so it was like she knew where I'd be sleeping and stuff sometimes, but I didn't really commit to it. But then after we went out there, so around that time, yeah, or when I committed to it, like you know, around grade 11 times.
And your stepdad had actually passed away shortly before that.
Yeah, yeah, he died before we went to Hamilton. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my bro's dad, you know, R.I.P. Paul Watson, you know what I'm saying? That was crazy, you know what I'm saying? Good man, you know, that's my bro Tai Tai, you know, that's his dad, you know, and yeah, that was rough, you know what I'm saying? Because my bro was young. I think he was like 12 around those times, you know, and for any kid to have to process that and, you know, deal with it, you know, it was rough on him, you know. So obviously the family, you know, gathered around him and tried to support him to the best of our ability, right? And then a little short time after that, I think my mom just wanted a whole change from the scenery of Toronto, right? So she went to a new city and then yeah, we were there. That's how we ended up out there.
And what kind of place was Hamilton? Because I don't think like people around here know that Hamilton has a bit of a reputation, right? But other people in different countries might not, you know.
Yeah, that's them Steel City boys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a small town, but it's gritty. You know what I'm saying? I love Hamilton, man. Hamilton's like that's like home to me too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know I got dual citizenship out there. You know what I'm saying? Toronto and Hamilton. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Hamilton's like a small town. It's gritty. You know what I'm saying? Like especially in like the downtown areas. I haven't been out there in a while, but I'm pretty sure it looks the same. It's just kind of looks run down, oldish kind of town, like in the downtown core area. But I don't know. I liked Hamilton, you know what I'm saying? And they showed love when we went out there. You know what I noticed with Hamilton, like a difference that stood out to me, like when I first went out there, it was like the community like rallies behind like the students, the youth, like in their sports and stuff. You know, like I remember like I wasn't on no like playing ball like that in the recs and stuff and like school in the recs. But I'm going to ball games. I would go watch high school games, you know what I'm saying? And when I would go, it would just be like people from the school and like a one, two of the man from the neighborhood for the most part, you know what I'm saying? And it's not even the whole school. But when you're in Hamilton, a regular little high school game on a Tuesday evening, the whole city's there. Ram pack. You know what I'm saying? Ram pack. Your whole school's there. The team that you're playing, their whole school's there. Everybody's mom, dad, sister, they there. Like, you know what I'm saying? You'll swear it's the finals and it's just a regular season game on a Tuesday evening, you know? So that was nice to see. Like that was it was different, you know? I like that, you know? I was like, okay, this is like, it's like, this is real. This ball shit is real.
Okay, so at this point in the story, Jermaine is back and forth in between living in Hamilton with his mother and living in Toronto with his friends. He has had some behavioral issues, and his mom ends up sending him to Jamaica to live for a while. Then he comes back, and he really gets into this basketball thing once he gets back. He gets into high school basketball. He starts competing, and he actually does really well. He ends up getting a full scholarship. So once you got into school out in Hamilton, then you started taking basketball a little bit more seriously.
Yeah, when I got into school out there, yeah, because my first 2 years of high school, I was at behavior school, right? So they had a little ball team, but that all got mashed up before like the first game started. I think someone broke like a trophy case in like grade 9 or some shit. So like, yeah, the ball team got just canceled, and that was a behavior school anyways. So and then I went to Jamaica for more behavior issues. My mom wasn't feeling, and then I came back, and then now we're in Hamilton. Boom. All right, fresh start. Go to school, go on the team, and then yeah, I just started excelling, right? So I started taking it more serious.
Right. And you had some skills, right? Because you ended up getting a full scholarship.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I ended up getting a scholarship. Yeah.
Nice. You must have been pretty good if you got a full scholarship, right? You must have had some kind of skills.
Yeah, I know for sure. I had some skills, I played on the first all Canadian team. That all Canadian team they have now annually. It's like an all Canadian game they have. But the first one the one I played in was the first ever one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so yeah, some skills. I was a top rank athlete, my last year of high school. So we had some skill, got some. But it was like it came by like, because obviously growing up we play ball, we love ball, you know what I'm saying? Talk about going to the NBA all the time, but because I guess I wasn't playing any system basketball, you're just not really taking it that serious. So then once I got into it, it was like it kind of came by like, whoa, okay, this is real. And then I got a nice like I think I got like a nice 3 years crack at it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So at this point, things are kind of looking up for Jermaine. He's a high school basketball star. He's getting a scholarship to go to the United States and play. It's a pretty big deal. But then Jermaine got hit with another tragedy. There was some trouble when you tried to cross the border from Canada into the United States. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What happened there?
Yeah, when I got to the border, it's crazy. So yeah, I got a scholarship. Boom. Me and my coach, we head out to the border. Um, and then like some document issue. I can't even put my finger on the exact issue they had with the documents, but what I do know is like, buddy, I've been traveling back and forth with these same documents playing basketball for like the last couple years on my team. Like, what do you mean there's an issue? What issue? I don't really remember what they're saying, but it just seemed weird, and it seemed like something that should have been resolved because even my coach was like he was doing most of the arguing because he couldn't even get it. It was like, what are you talking about? Blah blah blah. We're explaining everything, but they just weren't having it. You know what I'm saying? So we end up just turning around.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they wanted. Maybe that's what they want.
Yeah, no, 100% that's what they want. And it's funny that you said that because that's one thing I remember too is like because when I was in high school, I don't know if it's like this in many regions, but when I was in high school, like the police had like a men's league. And out of that men's league, like there's teams in that league that would play like high school teams. Like it would be like a little annual game at the end of the season or whatever. And I remember one year, long story short, we ended up cooking these guys up and ended up throwing the ball off of one of the officers' foreheads and then hitting the shot. And obviously he was embarrassed. It's a packed gym. But we're kids at that time. Like you're a police officer, like go on easy, you know what I'm saying? But he's in the hallway after the game. Obviously you guys are laughing, everybody's excited. The game was fun, ha ha ha. My homeboy was making some comments towards him about what I did to him on the court, and then like he made like a slick remark, like, yeah, we'll see if he makes it on his scholarship. So after I don't know if he went and tried to pursue that, like, so I can't go that far, it'd be a stretch, but he made the remark, and then all of a sudden I can't cross the border a few months later with the same documents that I've been traveling with, right? So who knows, man? These guys are corrupt, man. Yeah, so that's how that went. That was whack, but yeah, that's how that went.
What was that like emotionally for you? That must have been really hard. I mean, I'm sure you had your hopes up pretty high, so it must have been pretty devastating when you couldn't get across the board or something simple like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. In the moment you're there, right? My coach is down, and then when I got back home, obviously I just left my house. Everybody was excited. Everybody was there. My friends, people are over to see me off, and then I'm back in like freaking 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, of course I was crushed. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying I'm gonna go ball, like I'm gonna go do my thing. So for sure, in that moment it was hurt. But like, remember, I'm young. I don't think I'm like now as an adult, I could probably process it and piece certain things together. But back then it was just more like, damn, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like there's always some bullshit going on, right? So it's like it's a major setback, but growing up how we grow up, like we're always being set back. Like, it's like there's always something like duh, something had to happen, you know?
So the thing about Jermaine's high school life that we haven't yet mentioned is that he was selling drugs. He was a young kid. He was growing up in the ghetto, and he tried to find a way to make ends meet. And so, as many kids do, he ended up selling drugs in high school. So now with high school over and his scholarship gone, Jermaine really dives into selling drugs. And at the age of 19, he ends up getting arrested.
Yeah, that was like basically when I just finished school. I went to college. I went to Mohawk College for a little bit. And just the energy was off. Obviously, I lost my scholarship. I still tried to keep the energy. I did go to school. I went in. I was going for a few months, but at that time, if we're keeping it a buck, like I'm selling drugs at this time, and I was selling drugs a little bit, trying to make some money, obviously throughout school and shit. But I wasn't going like it wasn't full fledged, I wasn't 2 feet in it, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm playing ball at the end of the day, like you know what I'm saying? I have so much going on with my ball career. There isn't really much time to do that. But I was getting in a 1-2, you know what I'm saying? And just to, get by. But then after school was done, I was basically like, yo, all right, I'm hustling now. So I'm more like that's what I'm spending most of my time doing. I'm hustling, I'm trying to make money, you know what I'm saying? I'm young, I want money. My ball career just basically got crapped out. And yeah, this is what's going on around me. This is the environment, you know what I'm saying? So long story short, the cops came, arrested me. There's a couple other of my friends in the house. They kicked in the door. They found some drugs, found a couple weapons, firearms, and yeah, that's that. I ended up pleading guilty to one of the firearms and the drugs, and I got like I think I was like 5.5 years, and then I did that, and then I came home.
While he was in prison, Jermaine's aspirations changed from basketball to hip hop, and he started writing rhymes. So I know when you came home, you started your rap career. Were you rapping before that? Were you rapping when you were a kid?
No, 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 no. Like, yeah, for sure, like freestyling, but not in this aspect of I want to be a rapper. So once again, as I was saying with like ball in the growing up in the hood, same thing with music, niggas, everybody loves music, everybody's rapping. But as for like me and like guys my age group that I was hanging around, like none of us were trying to be rappers. If anything, we were trying to play ball. Like we weren't trying to be rappers, but we rapped. Like that's what we do. We chill in the staircase, smoking weed, we're freestyling, or in front of the buildings hanging out, we're freestyling. So we used to freestyle a lot, but I never ever thought like, oh, I'm gonna be a rapper. No, that was never in the plans.
Okay. So were you rapping then when you were in jail?
Well, I continued. Well, I not continued, but while I was in jail, I would put my raps to paper. That's when I started like writing rhymes just to mess around. You know what I'm saying? Because same thing, guys are in jail, we're freestyling, guys are rapping too. Start rapping. And then before I came out, I did have a one of a homie that I used to hang out with. He was older than me. He liked rap. Like he wanted to be a rapper. He wasn't into ball. You know what I'm saying? Music was his thing, and he was telling me like, yo, when you come out, you should rap. You know what I'm saying? You should, do your thing. Cause I was telling him, obviously I was writing some raps, I spit a 1-2 over the phone, just messing around. And he's telling me I should rap. And then obviously at that time, I was like, I was younger than him. So when I went in, I'm like the young boy that went to jail. And now I just spent like 4.5 years in jail. I'm coming out. So obviously all my friends are excited. Everybody's looking forward to me to come home. So obviously he's just you know, latching on to me early through the music, you know. So he's telling me I should do this music stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, I'm gonna mess with it. So we came home and yeah, we started Monstars Entertainment together, you know. And then yeah, I dropped a few videos. You know, it was reciprocated well right from the beginning, you know. And then yeah, I just kept doing it.
Right. And I remember you took off pretty fast. You got a Vivo channel like right away, which was pretty rare back then. Like I think it was pretty rare to get a Vivo channel, and you got it like pretty quick.
Oh yeah, especially at that time, yeah. Some people I was working with and I was doing business within the music. They helped me get all those things put together and stuff. But yeah, at that time it was very a selective few. Like a Vivo account was a big thing at that time. Everybody wanted a Vivo account, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of like, I don't know if you notice, but like a lot of my music videos are not even on YouTube, and a lot of them had to be re-uploaded. So a lot of my views, I had to like start all over. And it's because basically like the guy that I started Monsters Entertainment with, yeah, he basically like deleted a chunk of my music off because we had a disagreement. I wouldn't even say we had a disagreement because there was no disagreement. It's just call it what it is. You're being a hater. You know what I'm saying? You're more the guy that's this rap shit is you. You care about this music shit. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously I just dropped 2 videos and I'm getting more of a buzz. So the little envy, jealousy seeps in, which it didn't need to, you know what I'm saying? Because we were in it together regardless. I shine, you shine. And you know what I'm saying? It was whatever. So he deleted some of my shit. So I had to start all over, right? So and then the music videos that I couldn't find, so those are just gone forever. And then I had to reload some of them and then yeah. So a lot of my views got shot. They got crap out.
Well, that's all right. Maybe you pick it up when you get out.
Huh?
You pick it back up when you get out.
I'm not. I don't know, man. I don't even think I'm planning on trying to jump back into it like that when I touch. To be honest, I still enjoy writing music. You know, I still enjoy just music in general. But I don't know, man. What am I gonna do? Get out of jail? I'm turning 40 this year and come out of jail and try to be a superstar rapper. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not feeling that. I don't know. I have so much other things I want to do in my life. You know.
So at this point, Jermaine is out of prison and he's doing pretty well. But then in 2013, tragedy would strike the Dunkley family once again, when 25-year-old Ricky Dunkley would be shot and killed in Brampton, Ontario.
Yeah, my broski. Yeah, my bro died, man. You know, Puller. R.I.P. broski. R.I.P. Puller. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. You know. Yeah, man. To be honest, like I don't even like talking about my brother like that. To be honest, you know, like what? What do you want to know about it? Like what?
I mean, we don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but
No, if you have some like what, what exactly, like what are you asking? Like,
I mean, I've just never had anything like that happen to me before, so I'm just like curious about emotionally, what was that like for you?
okay,
And how do
yeah,
you
no,
deal with
100.
that? How do you deal with that at such an early age? You know what I mean? Being so young, how do you kind of deal with that emotionally? I guess.
Yeah, that shit hurt me, man. That shit hurt the whole family. Hurt a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Pulla, my broski's a good nigga. You know, he's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? He had 5 kids. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's not even involved in the street shit, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's not even his energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just messed up. You know what I'm saying? So it was bad. That's my little brother. I'm pretty sure if anybody, the thought of losing a sibling could hurt you. Forget actually losing a sibling, even just thinking of losing a sibling could hurt you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was rough, man. You know what I'm saying? That's broski right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Did you put that into your music at that time, like the emotion and the sadness and stuff?
Yeah, like I spoke on it, but I feel like the emotion or like the aggression, I should say, or like the style of rap was already there. It wasn't like I was an R&B singer and then my brother passed away and then I started rapping about the streets and gangster rap and like how they call it gangster rap. No, that was kind of already the theme of the music. Yeah, I had R&B, if you want to call it, songs like girl songs or club songs and songs about the Bible, or I had a few of those in the archives too, but for the most part, I was rapping about like trapping and, you know, being in the hood and growing up in the poverty and, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I don't really think any of it came from my bro dying, but I did speak on it. Like I did say it in a couple songs that I was heard about it for sure. I'm very upset about it.
And I think anybody that's a musician is going to do that, right? You know what I mean? Anybody who is an artist is going to put those kind of emotions and stuff into what they're doing because it's happening to them. You know what I mean? It's what they know.
No, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know? And yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's crazy. You know? It's broski right there, though. You already know. Pulla. You know what I'm saying? PG.
After the death of his brother, Jermaine continued to put out music under the name J Noble.
Just bought the Mac and the clip is extended. Me and you, nigga, now I'm killing your whole team. Oh, it's the fast life, still going from last night. See my little brother die, tell him that it's on sight. Anywhere you look at it, my team be getting richer. Throw some racks up in the hood and tell my little niggas get them. Boy, yes, I still deal, nigga. The streets a cold place, but the cell's colder. Checking the calendar for when your time's over. Saying fuck them niggas that haven't been checking for you, but still dealing with the beats that we have with niggas.
On November 24th of 2013, at the North Etobicoke Community Centre in Rexdale, Ontario, CCTV video shows 25-year-old Neeko Mitchell arrive at the community center around 8 p.m. The video then shows Neeko greeting people in the lobby, including the man who will ultimately shoot him. The video then shows Jermaine Dunkley talking to another man. That man then speaks to the shooter. The shooter speaks to Jermaine. It then shows Neeko Mitchell, another man, and the shooter leave the building. Seconds later, there's a shooting outside. There is no sound for the video.
It's crazy, man, because the whole case has so many aspects to it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like that night, that day started crazy, you know what I'm saying? And then obviously it ended up with Neeko dying, you know what I'm saying? And that was crazy too. RIP to Neeko too, you know what I'm saying? And like did you see the video that like from the case like that the media put out, like the news, like during my trial, like from the community center or whatnot?
Yeah, I've seen the video, like the CCTV one, right?
Okay. So yeah, the CCTV stuff. So do you watching that, like do you get from that like do you watch that and see that I put a hit on somebody just by watching that?
No, personally I would say no, but the reason I would say is because there's no sound on the video. There's no way to tell what you're actually talking to anybody about.
Okay. So in my trial, and I got the same response basically from almost everybody that I speak to, but in my trial, that was it. That's the video. The Crown came up with a theory off of that video, and then she used my music and my social media platforms like Instagram and stuff, pictures and whatnot, to support her theory. You know what I'm saying? To sum it up in a nutshell, that's basically what it is. That video, her theory, which is I told one of my friends to call Neeko outside, and then and then I told the other guy, my cousin, to shoot Neeko. That's her theory based off watching that video. And then she used the rap lyrics to support it. You know what I'm saying? Which is just, listen, you have to understand this. These guys are corrupt. You know I'm saying simple and plain. These detectives and these prosecutors, they're corrupt. You know what I'm saying? These guys don't play fair. You know what I'm saying? And like, if for some people that would want to argue like, hey, it's not all of them. All right, cool. I've been getting in trouble since I was young, so I've interacted with a lot of police. You know what I'm saying? Have I met a 1-2 police officer that has dealt with me in a proper manner, respectfully manner? Of course. You know what I'm saying? Of course I have. I've been pulled over lots of times. You know, not every time they're assholes or dickheads, but for the most part, they are. And do they do corruption? Yes. You see what I'm saying? And to show you, to break this down pertaining to my case, I'll show you why these accusations and how these even came on me. why they do it, why they do this corruption, and then I'll give you an example of the corruption in my case. So why they do it is just for simply for gain. It's for greed. It's for money. You have to understand these guys, this prison system they're running, it's a business. You see what I'm saying? It's a business. You see what I'm saying? And let's not sugarcoat it. Who is their targeted audience? Who's their targeted customer per se? It's the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. I could tell you that. I spent a lot of time in jail. When I'm in Ontario prisons, it's filled with black guys. That's what you see there. Now that I'm doing time out on BC, out here on the West Coast, it's filled with native guys. You see what I'm saying? Because remember, they're running a business, and they gotta they to build these prisons cost money, to operate them costs money, and they're gonna want to recoup that money. So they gotta fill these prisons. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna go to the Chinatown. There's a Chinatown in every city. Are they gonna go to Chinatown and round up all the Chinese to fill their prisons? Hell no. Where are they gonna go? Little Italy, because there's a Little Italy everywhere. Are they going to go to Little Italy and round up all the Italian boys and fill their prisons? Hell no. Or are they going to go to the brown community, the Indian guys, and go round? No, they're not doing that. Is there a few of those guys here and there in the prison system? Of course. But are they going to go scrape 200 of them, one chunk in one day? No, they don't do that. So where are they going to go to get to fill the prisons? The poor communities. We're going to go to the poor communities where the people there are not cared about. Nobody cares. They already put us everything about us. Oh, they're gangs. Anything happens is a gang. You and somebody could literally get in a fight at the supermarket for over somebody butting in line. The news comes and says, "Oh, gang war." You know what I'm saying? So they already put that stigma on us. So nobody cares. That's what they're doing. That's the first part. This is a business they're running, rounding up the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You see what I'm saying? Putting us in their prisons. That's what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? Because they got to fill these prisons. Now, pertaining to my case, you have okay. So pertaining to that night, you have we go to the community center. We play ball. Somebody dies. You know what I'm saying? Neeko dies, and my cuz, it's on video, everything's on footage, as you said, you watched it, and my cuz he's bareface. You see what I'm saying? So Neeko dies, you watch the camera, there's only one shooter, one person gets arrested for it. He when he gets arrested, he's not like he's denying anything. He tells them what it was about. He went to trial, admitted to it, told them what it was about, told them the crown that her theory had nothing, like your theory's wrong, basically. You see what I'm saying? So it's an open and shut case. You have one person dies, another person on camera does it, is barefaced, and he's admitting to it and explaining the scenario of what led up to it. What more do you need? No, this is a business we're running. So we're going to exploit the situation and see how many more guys we can get. Because remember, it's a muted video and it's at a community center. There's so much guys here, so much people interacting with each other. You see what I'm trying to say? Remember, at my cousin's trial, the jury rejected that theory. They they took him to trial on first degree murder. That theory was rejected. They rejected that. He was acquitted on first degree murder, and he was convicted of the lesser murder of second degree murder. He got 15 years, and he's doing his time. You see what I'm saying? That's not good enough for them. So they want to take this video now. Like, all right, you could take that same video from that community center, give it to a high school class or a university class, and say, this is you guys' assignment. Come up with a theory. Watch the video and come up with a theory of what you guys think happened. You see what I'm saying? If there's 30 people in the classroom, you're going to get 30 different theories. You're at least going to get 25 different ones, and the other five might be similar to one or two of the other ones. You get what I'm saying? Anybody can do that. But you need evidence to support your theory. So what? And remember this, my cousin's trial, that was like a practice run for them. So they ran his trial. They seen, okay, that theory got shot down. Did not work. You see what I'm saying? Realistically, what was supposed to happen at that time, me and my other co-accused, they're supposed to just drop our charges. Why are you still planning on taking us to trial on the same theory that a jury just rejected? They said there was no planned murder here. You have no evidence of that. So what do? They beef up the case. My cousin's trial was 3 weeks because they had the evidence. They presented it 3 weeks long. My trial was 10 weeks, 2.5 months. We spent 2 weeks talking about the video that was on YouTube, and then we spent another 8 weeks listening to rap music, looking at Instagram pictures, explaining how a rap song is made and how a music video is made and when did hip hop start to when did it, like, it's like, buddy, they just manipulated the jury's mind. The jury's obviously told not to go on YouTube, not to go on Google and search anything up. Come on, man. We live in a modern times here, okay? Everybody's walking around with a computer in their pocket. There's no way a jury sitting in trial for 10 weeks and you guys are feeding them all of this stuff that they know is music and they want to see more. They want to see what's going on. So now, of course, they're going to look at it. Nobody can't tell me that no jury in 10 weeks didn't go look on YouTube or look on Google. Of course they did. Of course they did. You're trying to show them that this rap thing is this and that. So when they go on it, they're going to see even more rap lyrics and more. And they don't understand the culture, man. They don't understand the lingo. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, if you're a fan of hip hop, you know, like the hip hop culture, like we make things look more than life. We exaggerate things. So if we're talking about girls, we're gonna say we have all the girls. If we talking about money, we're gonna say we got all the money. If we talking about guns, we're gonna say we got all the guns. You know what I'm trying to say? They're taking this stuff literal now and saying everything these guys say is true. Impossible. 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 And I'll just give you another quick example to show you why it's impossible, because you have at this point hundreds of rappers that in Toronto, the GTA, Canada, wherever, and everybody's rapping about the same thing. Oh, we shooters, fuck the ops, blah blah blah. We're slide on your block, blah blah blah. Cool. But when we look at the numbers, it's like give or take roughly almost 70 murders for the year, give or take in Toronto, and only probably about 30 of those are by the gun. So we got 200-300 guys saying every week in a new video saying I just killed somebody last week. I just shot up the block last week. But there's only 28 people died by a gun in Toronto. So we know it's obviously cap and over exaggerating. And what makes you think that just because somebody died by a shooting that a rapper did it? You know what I'm saying? Why are you gonna say automatically a rapper did? Oh, because they're rapping. Rihanna has songs. She says, "Bang bang, I shot a man down." You know what I'm saying? Everybody makes songs. Eminem has songs about killing his baby mama, killing this, doing that. Everybody, it's rap, it's art, it's creativity. We over exaggerate. Sometimes things could be pertaining to what you see going on in your community, what you see going on in the world. Maybe something you did experience, maybe something somebody you know experienced. You know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna take this now and go on YouTube and take this rap lyrics as autobiography. Like, you guys are crazy. You know what I'm saying? You guys are crazy, and that's what they're doing. And that's why I'm in this predicament right now. They use my rap lyrics to brainwash the jury. You see what I'm saying? Because the the other guys that got arrested, the other three guys, well, two, bully, acquitted. Why? Because there's nothing to say but the evidence you have, and you don't have any evidence. My my homeboy Tingle, acquitted. Why? Because there's nothing there. There's no evidence. There's no music. There's no none of that. You got to just stick to what it is. Acquitted. My cuz, the one charged for the shooting, the jury rejected the first degree. He got second degree. If you know, first degree means plan and deliberate. Second degree means it wasn't a plan. You did it on the spot, basically. You see what I'm saying? So he got his result. He got his verdict because there's no rap lyrics. There's no none of that. So the jury just gave him the verdict that fits the crime. You see what I'm saying? At least in their eyes, it was clearly not a first degree murder. Where's the plan? You have to show us that Jermaine told him to do it. You got to show us where Jermaine, you know what I'm saying? You got to show us this stuff. You don't have that. But I'm the only one that got a fucked up verdict. How did my verdict come back like this? Because they didn't stick to the evidence in the case. They went and brainwashed them, put all this bad character, bias, prejudice evidence into my trial. You see what I'm saying? As we could see recently with that rapper Top Five, the judge said he's not allowing the Crown to use his rap lyrics or his social media nonsense in his case. And what did she do? She just dropped the case right there. because there is no evidence, and that's exactly what would have happened to me. Take that this rap stuff out of my case, and I would be at home with my family right now. You know what I'm saying? The whole theory is garbage, bro. That was never a thing in the community that me and Neeko had beef. That was never a thing. That the police created that. You know what I'm saying? That was never a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know Neeko, I know his brothers. Since this bit, when I've been in jail, I'm charged with this. I seen one of Neeko's brothers. It's Love. I seen him in the Toronto South. Love, A&D. You know what I'm saying? He knows. It's Love. He all wanted to come to my range, but he ended up getting bail. Good nigga. His next bro, same thing, Love. I know his sisters. I don't have no beef with these people. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no beef with these people. That was never a thing. The police created this. Remember, my brother and Neeko grew up together. You know what I'm saying? Like that, we all know. I know his dad, my brother's dad, my cousin knows the family, my mom and his dad, friends, like everybody. My nigga's dating his sister. I had my other homie dated his other sister. Like, we know each other. That was never a thing. Cause think about it. This happened in Rexdale, and if me and Neeko have beef, clearly, at least we should know at least. You know what I'm saying? So this is a basketball tournament. You're telling me Neeko's coming here. He shows up with his brother, walks in, comes right over to me, daps me up, hug him up. His brother daps me up, hug him up. There's no bad energy between us. You see what I'm saying? There's no bad energy between us. And I'm not dapping up and giving anybody a hug that I think has anything to do that harmed my brother. I'm not doing that. You see what I'm trying to say? I have no reason to do that. You know what I'm saying? Why would the man, if he thought I had an issue with him, do you think he's walking right over to me to dap me up and hug me up? We're not doing that. It doesn't even make sense. You see what I'm saying? But we had no issue. There was no issue. Whatever him and my cuz had going on, that's their business. And that's what my cuz explained after at his trial. But me and Neeko weren't beefing. We never had no beef. When? Where? When was that a thing in the city? There's no witnesses ever came to court and said this. Because think about this for a second. Like, when you watch my case, like, even if you're like somebody that doesn't know me, you don't know nothing, you're just scrolling and you see my case and you say, oh, this guy is in jail because they said he told another person to shoot someone. The first thing you might think is like, oh, the shooter probably said he told him to do it. Obviously, that's why. You know what I'm saying? You might think that. All right, come to find out, no. He said actually the total opposite, and he explained what happened. It makes perfect sense. He explained it to the T. He left no rock uncovered. You know what I'm saying? So that didn't happen. So the next thing you're gonna think, you're gonna be like, oh, then obviously he probably told him over the phone. There's a wiretap. Nope, there's no wiretap. No. Okay, so then maybe somebody was there that overheard and told. Nope. No witness came in the courtroom and said anything like that. No. So then what do you mean? So then what do they have? That must spark your intrigue you now. Like, okay, so how do they know he told them? Oh, it's our theory. It's our theory. Your theory based off what? Well, we think Jermaine doesn't like Neeko, so we think when he seen Neeko, he told. Right here, you see on the video where he's talking to Neeko, and then now he's talking to his friends, and we think he's telling his friends to get him. But where's your proof of that, though? You can't just say that. And that's what they did. And how did they get away with it? But with my music and talking about all, like, bro, they took the jury down like this long history of like when gangs were invented and like before I was even born. Like, they just took them down this long thing, and then they're telling them, and it's all this guy. So if you want peace in Toronto, and if you want to see your communities all cleaned up, it's all this guy. And you got to convict this guy. Once this guy's off the streets, Toronto is going to be a perfect place. Because I don't know if you remembered, but when they did that project raiding my business and calling it a gang, Monsters Entertainment, when they did that, that's what they told the people on the news. That, oh, we got Mr. Noble and his friends off the streets, and Toronto's going to be a safe place now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, buddy, it's nonsense. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense, because Toronto is a worse place than when I was on road. So don't try to come pile up you guys nonsense on me just to get a conviction. And they'll do anything for a conviction. They're corrupt. Sorry for that long rant, but I had to get in there a little bit.
No, that's crazy. It's well to me it sounds like they're specifically targeting you, right? Because they don't do this to other types of music and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They don't do this to country music, country western music.
Yeah,
Uh,
because they're targeting. It's the as I said before, who they're targeting. And they just use at the end of the day, because I sit and I sometimes a lot of things go through my mind of like how it even happened, how did they get to it? I'm just thinking like basically they found a loophole. This was a loophole. We can now go after these guys and use their music, which from face value, it sounds horrible. If you want to be honest, like if you're somebody that's never not used to this culture, not used to the lyrics, not used to the slang, not used to this hip hop music, rap music, or gangster rap music, like they call it, um, just turning it on, it could sound scary, especially if you put on a rap video too. And you see 30 guys jumping around, they're jumping on each other, they're rolling on the ground, or you know what I'm saying? Like, so it could seem very aggressive, it could seem intimidating, you know what I'm saying? It could seem scary. It could seem like something that you wouldn't want to be a part of if you don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? So they're coming after us, and now they said if we can show the jury these videos and show them their art, because it is art. This is what we're doing. When we're jumping around acting like that, like guys are not just walking around jumping around acting like that. No, we're acting like that in our music videos. You get what I'm saying? When the camera turns on, we got to play the role to fit the smart, to fit the beat. Sometimes people don't know the movement of these guys in the video. Sometimes it's hitting the beat. The beat's going crazy, but you guys don't understand music, so you don't really even understand the beat. The beat's going crazy. So obviously the guys in the video gonna be going crazy. You get what I'm saying? So, but they don't understand the whole art and the craft. You know what I'm saying? But if they figured if we can get this in front of the jury, it's up in the air because we don't have a case to begin with. So if they don't fall for it, whatever, we tried. And if they do fall for it, we got them. You see what I'm saying? We got them. Look at that. They didn't even want to run top five's trial. So why would you charge him in the first place, you evil, corrupt people? Why did you even charge that man and take the 1-2 years from his life that he did in jail? Why? If as soon as the judge says, hey, forget about the rap music. Yeah, I understand it might be aggressive and he might be saying some things in there, but can I just get the evidence of the murder? Like, can you just show me like where like how Buddy got killed? Like show me that stuff. All right, forget about it. We'll just let him out. Forget about it. Huh? So that judge did a good thing and exposed because they couldn't even run the trial. That's how bad it was. So why are you charging people? You know what I'm saying? Why are you charging people? It's bad. But it was a loophole. You get it. They're in it for the gutso too. They're in it for convictions too. They're trying to boost their career too. They're trying to run it up too. So they're looking for little innovative ways to call it to secure their convictions. You see what I'm saying? And that's what they did. And I'm just happy because recently I noticed like another rapper from Toronto too. Who was it? Young Lava. I think the judge in his case made a similar ruling, and I think he ended up getting a manslaughter or something like that. I'm pretty sure it was a manslaughter or something. So they were trying to give him life too, obviously. Why are you trying to bring all of that bullshit into his trial? What does that have to do with his trial? But so I'm just happy that the judge in his case fucking woke up and didn't let them go in front of a jury with all of that because who knows what would have happened. And I'm happy that the judge woke up in top five's case too and did that because these look, bro, I've been in jail 10 years now. You know what I'm saying? And nobody could tell me why I'm in jail. What do you mean? What do you mean you told somebody to kill someone? Where? Where is that? You know what I'm saying? Like my lawyer just like lost her words with me too. He's just like, Jermaine, I know, like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm all calling and I'm glitching. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, yo, boom, like, are you guys crazy? Like, this is Canada. You guys are acting like we're living in some small, remote country in like in Africa somewhere where like there's just like no real government or something. Like, bro, this is Canada. Like, what's going on in here? Like, what are you guys talking about? Like, You're saying I told this guy to kill him. Where? That's all I'm asking. Show me so I could go sit down and do my time in peace. You see what I'm saying? Like I'll never forever be able to do my time in peace, no matter how long they keep me in here. I'm doing my time. I'm staying strong. They're not gonna break me. But I can't. A lot of niggas could just go lay on their bunk. If they did something, they owned up to it, or they know in their mind that they did something. I'm pretty sure they could go find some peace. You know what I'm saying? But I can't go find no peace in here because I never killed nobody, and nobody could show me where I killed somebody or I ordered somebody to kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody said that. Like you would think like, oh, like in this trial was like messy. People were in the courtroom saying this or saying that. No, nobody came in that courtroom said nothing. Not one witness came in that courtroom and said anything pertaining directly to me. There was a one, two witnesses that came in there, but what the crown was not even a one, two. I think it was just one. And the what the crown was using him for, it was more to try to go after my co-accused. And that guy's a weirdo. He knows who he is too because he lied and he made the police convince him to lie, but it didn't work. And I'm happy that my homeboy was acquitted and he made it home because that was evil. Even my homie, they try to take the man life away from him, try to get a man 25 to life. You know what I'm saying? There was times that were me and him were going to court and I'd see him because we weren't on the same range. They wouldn't let us be on the same range, so I'd only see him when we go to court. And there's times I'll just see him and I'll just break out laughing, you know. And he'll be like, "Why are you laughing?" And I'm like, "Fam, I can't believe you're in jail." Like you know, like I know, like you know, I've given some trouble. Like I've sold drugs. I've gotten in trouble before. You know, I'm not sitting up here acting like, "Oh, I'm an angel." And I've never given trouble. No, I've sold drugs and I went to jail for selling drugs and I pled guilty and I did my time. When I got caught for a firearm, I went to court. I pled guilty to my firearm and I did my time. I didn't kill nobody. And I never told nobody to kill nobody. This is a whole nother ball game. You know what I'm saying? So when I used to see my Kobe, I would laugh, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, Pram, I just can't believe you're in jail, dog. Like, I can't believe these people actually have you here. Like, this is insane. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, this is how nasty these people are. My homeboy was dating Neeko's sister. You see what I'm saying? So this is the dirtiness of them. To show you, they sit. They're professionals. They know what they're doing. They do this every day of their life. They said this is how they squeezed him into the case. They said because he was dating Neeko's sister, Neeko's sister, we're gonna say Neeko would trust him because it's his brother-in-law. So he called Neeko to come outside. That's how they squeezed him in. They said he called Neeko to go outside. And the reason why I told him to go to do it is because Neeko would trust him because it's his brother-in-law. Buddy, are you retarded? You think the man's gonna go wish harm on his girlfriend's brother? Like, what kind of people do you think we are? Like you're not even making sense here. You know what I'm saying? And then when we just get back to the fact of the matter is me and Neeko don't even have an issue. You know what I'm trying to say? So that was a fucked up situation. It's still a messed up situation. It's a tragedy in our community. You know what I'm saying? You have one person that died, you have another person that's going to jail for a long time for what happened. And then you also have now me in here. They wanted way more people. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to scrape up the whole community. You know what I'm saying? But it's a tragedy that happened that could have been prevented if people just knew how to communicate with each other better. You know what I'm saying? Communication is key. And I just feel like whatever words they were communicating to each other just wasn't being reciprocated properly in that moment. And it got out of hand. And like, bro, it's an idiot thing. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody grew up with each other. It's not like some random guy came and playing basketball and like some random guy got killed. Even though that would still be undeserving. But this is Neeko. Everybody knows him. You know what I'm trying to say? We know him. This is like, and we know, everybody knows my cause. People know me. Like, bro, this is a bad thing that happened in our community. That's just the point I'm trying to make. And the police exploited it.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying? They exploited it. And that's what they did.
right, right, yeah. And they did it. I think they did it in a couple ways because I think I wanted to touch on something really fast, which is the gang affiliation stuff, because I think that they use that against you as well. And like for me, like a gang can kind of be labeled as anything. You know what I mean? Like a gang is kind of whatever you call it.
Exactly.
So when they, yeah, I don't know. Can you touch on that a little bit though? Like talk about how they kind of use quote unquote you being in a gang.
Exactly. You can't hang on one. You can once you're of age where you can be criminally charged, you can't hang out with your friends. And I know it's and it gets this deep because even before I was getting charged, like growing up in the Rex, like there's times we're walking, say we're walking. Yeah, sorry, did it cut? It cut out? Yeah, sorry. So what I was saying is like say we're making that trek to the plaza, say three of us are gonna make that walk. All three of us wouldn't just walk together to the store. One guy would walk on one side of the street, the other guy would walk on one side, and the other guy would tag along. We're just kids. We're not doing anything illegal. I'm talking about when we're like little kids in the hood, like. But we still knew that at that age, if all three of us walk to the store together, and the cops see us, they're gonna stop us. They're gonna draw us down. You see what I'm trying to say? So we can't hang. As soon as you harbor your own friends, they call it a gang. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's like and like criminal organization. That's what happened to me where I ended up having to admit to criminal organization because and like lots of people didn't understand. A couple of my homies were like, "Yo, what was that? How come you pled to OC or Ray Ray?" And I'm trying to show them, bro, there were certain things I learned about the law that nigga I didn't know, and I don't think certain niggas know. Or people probably know now, but I didn't know. Like, for instance, like let's say me and two of my homies, we're saying we're broke and like, yo, let's start selling some weed. So we start selling some weed, and all three of us are selling weed not necessarily say we're running an operation together, but nigga, I got my weed bag, you got your weed bag, he got his weed bag, and we all trying to finish our own bag. I didn't know because we're all selling weed together that the cops could say this is a criminal organization. I didn't know that. When I used to think of OC and these charges, I'm thinking like, mafia shit, cartel shit. Like, I'm thinking like shit like that seems at least more organized. Because I'll tell you one thing, they want to come to the black community and talk about organized. Ain't nothing organized over there. What's organized? Half of the man don't even like each other. They ain't friends. Ain't nobody doing shit with each other. Ain't nobody growing and trying to build with each other. It's a dog eat dog world. Every man for themselves. Every man's trying to do their own thing. You know what I'm trying to say? So you coming in our neighborhood charging us with criminal organization, hey, buddy. But they can do it. That's the law. So obviously there was evidence of me selling drugs. You know what I'm trying to say? And some of the man them selling drugs. That's why we pled guilty to our drug charges when they did the raid. And we all took our time. We owned up for our shit. We took our time and we went and we did our time for our shit. You know what I'm saying? But when they start coming with all these murder charges, that's where it got out of hand. You see what I'm saying? Now it's like, what are you guys even talking about? You know what I'm trying to say? You're gonna come now, whoop up the man them. You don't know. Man them are there trying to jug, make a look of dollars. You don't know. We're poor, bro. We come from a poor community, bro. And I'm not using that as an excuse to say, oh, if you're poor, that means you should just go sell drugs or that means you could go do dirt. No. But at the end of the day, that was a situation. That's what was in front of us. So we took advantage of that. And so we're selling drugs. I didn't know you're gonna come and say, hey, you guys are a criminal organization and rah 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 rah. So that's why I ended up having to plead to criminal organization because me and a couple of my friends were selling drugs and obviously they had like wiretaps and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I pled to that, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't know that. I was like, I was asking my lawyer, like, why are they charging me a criminal organization? Like, I don't even get this shit. Where? Like what what do you mean organized? Like what's organized? I don't even get it. Like but then he explained the law to me. And I'm like, oh, okay, so that's how they're getting away with just sweeping up all the man them. Because I'm saying, bro, you're sweeping up people that are not even friends. Like sometimes you don't even know the people that are your co-accused. You're sitting in a box. They're saying you and this guy are in a criminal organization together. You don't even know the guy. You don't even know the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like you probably think that one time they put a guy like that in the paddy wagon with me. I thought he was a police officer. I'm like, what do you mean you're my co-accused and we're going to court together? I don't know you. I'm like, this guy's a cop. Come to find out, he wasn't a cop. He was just some guy from some out of town spot. And they just put everybody. When they do these big raids, don't let the news like the news is just reporting what the police tell them. So I'm not going to say the news, but the police just throw a bunch of investigations all into one big thing and call it a big raid. Like when they do these big raids and they take 200 people, 150 people, what are you saying? These 150 people are working together and they're on the crime together? No, buddy, you're taking man's moms, sisters, my little bro. Like you're taking bare little people out of people's apartments and saying we arrested 125 people today. Did you let everybody know half of them are little high school kids that don't have no dealings, and then 40 of them were little girls? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it looks good for the media, but like, come on, like you're not. That's not what's actually happening. You guys are just kicking off the doors and charging everybody in the house. So you're saying on the news, there are 200 people raided, but then really when it siffles down, there's only 30 people going to court. You know what I'm saying? 20 people going to court. Like everybody else just slowly but surely, the case just goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think it's kind of how you explained it is like, what do they have to lose? They're taking their opportunity, and if they they don't get it, then whatever. Like there's nothing against them, right? You know what I mean?
Exactly. What do they have to lose? You know what I'm saying? What do they have to lose? Nothing. We're going to take a shot. They found a loophole, but as I said, lately, from what I've seen in the last two recent cases, it looks like the judges have woken up. It seems like they've said, like, because that's the same courthouse I was in, and that's all I'm asking. I'm asking for a fair trial. I'm asking you guys to present the evidence. At this point, I'm asking for the Supreme Court of Canada to actually accept to hear my case, and then after that, acquit me. You see what I'm saying? But worst case scenario, I'm asking for them to order me a new trial. You see what I'm saying? Order me a new trial and take those elements out of it. Give me a fair trial. It's not like you're playing a song like somebody. It'll be one thing if somebody, a bank BMO gets robbed on Friday, then you make a song about robbing the BMO on Friday in the same you know what I'm trying to say? Then obviously it makes sense. But you can't just now go scroll through YouTube and then listen to a bar where a guy says, and I'll run up in the bank. And now we're gonna say, oh, listen to this. He said he'll run up in a bank. He must have been the guy that robbed the BMO. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they will do. That's what they will do. That's exactly what they're doing. You see what I'm trying to say? But in our cases, they're not even really taking lyrics and saying this is directly about the case. All they're doing is trying to show the culture. Like, look what these guys rap about. Look at the theme. Look at the videos. Look how they act. They look scary. They're acting wild. They must have done it. Don't you think? They look guilty. Don't you think? And then you got to just sit there and see what the jury thinks, bro. And these people come from places far from the trenches, man. They don't know about this. They don't understand it. And then you have to understand there is a bias for regular citizens. Like they you know what I'm saying? Like they think the police would be honest. Like, you know what I'm saying? The average citizen would think that the police would be honest, that the prosecutor is not lying. But everybody knows now in these modern times, like we know that the prosecutors lie and twist stories to get convictions. Like we see it now. Like, you know, a lot of cases, a lot of documentaries, a lot of things have come out now that we live in an era of information. You know what I'm saying, with this internet. So we know they do these things now. It's not like, do they do that? No, we know they do it now. You know what I'm saying? We know they do it now. Well, now it's just like, fuck, we just have to figure out when they're doing it and when they're not doing it. But sometimes it's clear cut. Like with some of these cases, it's like like the situation with Top Five's case recently. You know what I'm saying? Like as soon as the judge said they couldn't use that prejudice and bias evidence, she drops the you're not running the trial no more? That the whole case is over? So that was the whole case, is what she's trying to say. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what they're trying to say. That was the whole case. And if we can't play this nonsense, then we got no evidence. And that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what it is to me. So at the end of the day, there's not much we can do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's not much I can do. My hands are tied. I could just keep my faith in the Most High and just pray and have faith that, this thing will sort itself out, that the Most High will sort this thing out for me. So I'm trying to say, but because they're not listening to our voice. Our voice is little, and if it has to be way more noise, because you already know in our communities we're divided. We're not even together. Like I feel personally like if I was an Asian man, I feel like the Asian community will be wilding. You're not just gonna put him in jail with this. You're gonna have to have evidence, like more than what they have. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of communities, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't have it. But the black community is already divided in itself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even like people that, like, as an example, like the people that you ain't cool with, they could even see that, yeah, that's messed up, but they would never voice it. They would never try to speak out for you because they don't like you. I don't fuck with you. We divided. You see what I'm trying to say? So we already cripple ourselves by being divided, because we're already divided amongst ourselves. So then when we do get persecuted or extra oppression, it's hard to even like get some support because we're already divided. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? But at this point, the only support we need is the support of the Most High. Because when God's on your side, you can't lose. So, and some people might look at the situation like right now, because it's rough. The journey's rough, and my situation is rough. But it could also be a blessing in disguise. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still alive. I'm still here.
For sure. Can you tell us a little bit where are you at in your appeal right now, the appeal process?
I'm just gearing up to file my factum to the Supreme Court of Canada. So I lost my first appeal. I lost that. And because remember, like, if you lose it, if you get convicted, basically your right is to your first appeal. Like, that's your right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can appeal your case. That's your right. You know what I'm saying? But the Supreme Court of Canada is kind of different. You file to them, but they gotta basically read your arguments, which they call like your factum, which you're not really expressing or diving into like the facts of the matter per se. You're more showing them that the wrongful conviction, that in your case, it's a national issue. Like, if this is not fixed, it could hurt other people. You have to basically prove that to the Supreme Court in order for them to even want to listen to your case. So it's kind of like it's a different type of process. You don't just file to the Supreme Court and they hear your case. No, it's you file to them, they read your factums, and if they feel that you made a point on national issue, like this is a national issue that could affect other people, if you can prove that, then they will agree to hear your case. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of different.
Okay, so you're saying, yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
It is, but then you would think it wouldn't even have got this far. You know what I'm saying? You would think it wouldn't even. That's the scary part. So the confidence in me, because I know I didn't do this. I know I'm innocent, and I obviously know I'm sitting in court, so I obviously know what was presented, and I know it's nonsense. So I'm sitting there like, that's why I have the faith. That's why I could still smile. That's why I could still keep the strength. Don't get it twisted. The journey's rough. You know what I'm saying? And you have your days where you're shaking it. But for the most part, I'm holding it. You know what I'm saying? And that's because I just feel like, bro, this has to get cleared up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you guys crazy? I know it takes long. I see bare people 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and then finally it gets cleared up. Obviously, I'm hoping I ain't sitting here for that long, but I've already sitting here long enough. I feel like I've been in here 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like the Most High is going to clear this up soon. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's going to clear it up, God willing, because my first appeal wasn't fair either. You know what I'm saying? My first appeal wasn't fair. They didn't even look at it. Didn't even look at it. And the reason why I'll say that is because, like, most people, like, say for like from what I've experienced noticing going on around me, is like people I know is like when they make an appeal, say for even like a drug case or like a weapons charge or something, after they present after their hearing, it'll take like a 4 months, 5 months for them to get a verdict, for the judge to get back to them. Sometimes it could be fast, but for those cases, 1-2 months, but for the most part, like, few months. So then now dealing with a murder right after my hearing, which I thought went well. You see what I'm saying? Because I thought the Crown was gonna start going crazy, like how, and saying all type of crazy stuff like the Crown in my trial. But to his credit, he didn't go too crazy. He didn't go too cuckoo. You see what I'm saying? So I thought the appeal went pretty well. But when my lawyer told me right off the hop, he's like, listen, don't expect any answer for at least 6 months. He's like, this is a murder. It's not like other charges where they'll come back in a 1-2 months. He's like, it's going to be at least a 6 months before you hear anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, cool. Guess how long it took them to give me my answer?
I don't know. What, a year? A year or something?
Huh?
A year. I don't know.
23 days.
What? Wow.
23 days. I did my appeal in June. I got my answer in June. They didn't look at the case. They already knew they were going to deny my appeal. There's something more sinister going on behind the scenes. Nobody can't tell me nothing. You see what I'm saying? 23 days. You didn't even look at it. You see what I'm saying? And some one of the key arguments, because like basically like Supreme Court has a case law, basically like if you concede to something, like as an example, if you admit the gun is yours, then any evidence to prove that the gun is yours becomes irrelevant. There's no need of it. They don't need it. You already said it's yours. You get what I'm saying? Anything, it's just gonna be, it's bias at this point. Like, why even show all of that? He already said it's his. You know what I'm saying? So me conceding that to criminal organization, like I explained earlier, there was no need for them to put all of this extra stuff in there because I already said yeah. So we presented that at my appeal. That was part of my argument to the appeal too. Like, yo, Supreme Court said all of that wasn't even needed. And when if they're not going to accept the argument, they're going to have to give in their reasonings. They're going to have to explain why they didn't accept certain things or why they made certain decisions. They left that completely out of their ruling. You would, if you read the ruling, you would think basically then my lawyer didn't even make that argument. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't even address it. Why? Because what are they going to do? Say they're not accepting what the Supreme Court says? No, they can't say that. So what do? Ignore it as if we didn't even hear it in the first place. And who's going to tell them anything? They give you their decision and that's it. Fuck off, kick rocks. So, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of nonsense going on, but I feel like there's a lot of arguments I also have too. Like, yo, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So once again, as I said, I just leave it in the Most High's hands, and hopefully the Most High could clear this up for me, man. Hopefully the Most High could tear down these lies, tear down these strongholds that they have on our people.
True. Well,
Yeah.
well, definitely we're gonna try to promote your story. Share your stories. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no
Appreciate
problem.
that.
No problem. I appreciate you doing this. I appreciate you. I know it's not easy talking about all this stuff, so I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like, I had a few people reach out, and I just thought I would do it when I felt like the time was right? So I know once this comes out now, I know I'm gonna have to tap in with a few more platforms, because they show love and they show support. So it's only right that I tap in with a few more of their platforms. But I was just waiting, you know what I'm saying? So to all them other platforms that reached out to me, don't feel like I'm dissing the thing. I'm not dissing, it's just I'm just trying to wait for certain things to line up at the same time, you know what I'm saying? But you already know we're gonna do a media blitz. Is that what they want? Is that what they call it? A media blitz?
Mm.
Oh man.
No, I really appreciate you doing this because there's a lot of cases like this when it comes to rap, right? Like, there's a
Yeah,
crazy.
they're paying us. They paying guys millions of dollars to rap the rap where they rap, and then it's like a double-edged sword. And then they come through the back door and try to snatch it away from you and put you in jail for it. So the one guy pays you at the front door, and then the other guy at the back door gonna arrest your ass. You know what I'm saying? So it's set up. Yeah, man. They listening to rap songs and thinking it's an autobiography or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So, again,
Yeah.
I appreciate you for doing this. I appreciate your time and thank you for talking to me. It was a pleasure, man.
Okay. Yeah, no, for sure, man. For sure. You already know. Thanks for reaching out.
Yeah, no, for sure. Was there anything else that you wanted to say before we go?
No, at the same time, man, I just want, and all the rappers out there, you don't know, just obviously they could see what's going on because it's not, this thing is like kind of big in the medium now, this rap lyric stuff. So you don't know, just be careful, you know what I'm saying? All the rappers them have to know because they're playing dirty. And just sometimes, be clear sometimes, because sometimes when you're all speaking lingo, they'll twist it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're not playing fair. So just be careful. And I say, just to all the young artists that's coming up right now, believe in your rap craft. If you're rapping and you believe in it, believe in it. Give it a chance. You know what I'm saying? Because I know obviously in today's climate, you don't know, everybody wants to look the part because everybody's looking flashy. And I know a lot of rappers, they feel like they got to have certain drip or certain jewelry before they could really do their thing. And I feel like that could lead man to saying like, yo, I'm gonna go get a bag and I'm gonna go hustle and grind. But then that could also lead to getting charged, and then that's gonna lead to a conviction, and then you can't cross the border. So it's like it doesn't make sense. It's better if you really got the talent, believe in your craft, trust in the process, live in the studio, put out the bangers, and just wait for it to come. You know what I'm saying? Because like once you go down that road and start picking up charges and you get a criminal record, it's gonna be hard, you know what I'm saying? And it derails you. That's what happened to me a lot of times when I would have certain things put in place. All right, you're gonna go on a little tour here, or all right, you're gonna go over here. Then I would end up in jail. That derailed me. You know, you're set back. You come back out, but then you lose those deals. You lose those opportunities. So now you got to grind again, get some more opportunities, and then you get. You know what I'm saying? So it's like trying to do both. I don't advise it. You know what I'm saying? It can work. I've seen it work. I guess, but for the most part, it don't work. And we just got to keep it 100. So if you got them talents, believe in it. We seen niggas out the city that we know they ain't really come from the trenches like that. You see Drizzy believed in his fucking craft. And look at the boy, he's the number one artist in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? He believed in his thing. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, niggas did what they had to do. He tells you in his music he had to do little 1-2s to make ends meet. But for the most part, he believed in his craft. You know what I'm trying to say? And I feel like I look at Tory Lanez like a man like that. Like, Tory Lanez believed in his craft. Now what he's going through is just total bullshit. But that grind to get him to that point that he was at before this mishap happened in his life, I feel like he believed in his craft. I feel like he trusted in his work. Like when you look at Tory Lanez, like he reinvented himself a couple of times. He had like the skater rock kind of look. Then he had like the gal dem tune. Then he had like the rapper hard tunes. Then it's kind of a mix of both. Like he trusted in the process. He was trying different formulas until he found the formula that worked for him. You know what I'm saying? So we have examples in the city with niggas trusting in the process and making it work. So I advise all the young artists coming up to just trust in the process and believe in yourselves, and don't try to take any shortcuts, because the shortcuts could fuck us up sometimes. You get me? So yeah.
Yeah, well said, man. Well said.
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate it. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon, all right?
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for having me on your platform. You already know, good looking out. And you already know it's love, man. I'll hit you up, all right? You already know it's your boy Jay Noble. You already know. Free the kid. You already know.
All right, man. Peace.
The streets are cold place, but the cell's colder. Checking the calendar for when your time's over. Saying fuck them niggas that haven't been checking for you, but still dealing with the beats that we have with niggas. He home now, yeah, the boy the truth. You see him swerving through the traffic in that new coupe. He popping bottles in the club, he with his whole crew. He rolling heavy like a Santa, but the boy shoot. My stars was like a beehive. Got these bitches licking on me like I'm made of honey, right? Think I'm spending money wrong. What the fuck these bitches on? Maybe it should fly like Shauna or one of my baby mamas. No, stop it. You causing gossip. Your name's a topic every time I hear these people talking. Either you fucked her or she saying that you took her shopping. Either you shot him or the niggas saying that you robbed him. They set me free, they must be out their mind. Ask me where I've been, I had to do a little time. Real niggas, I don't feel niggas. Certified D-boy, yes I still deal nigga. I'm yelling free low, he on the other line. He said to tell you that he's good, he's doing baby time. Real nigga, I don't feel nigga. Certified D-boy, yes I still deal nigga.
All All right, guys, that is going to be it for this one. That was the case of Jermaine Dunkley. He is currently incarcerated here in Canada. He is serving a life sentence for the death of Neeko Mitchell that happened in 2013 in Rexdale, Ontario. So, what do you guys think? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the case. What do you think about the story? Yeah, I'd love to hear the feedback. So definitely leave a comment below and let me know. If you are watching this far into the video, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you for watching. If you like this type of content and you want to help the channel grow, then the best way you can do that is by liking this video, by commenting on the video, and by subscribing to the channel. And if you're so inclined, please share this on social media, share it with your friends. Every little bit helps. So definitely appreciate that. And yeah, once again, a huge thank you to Correctional Services Canada for making this interview possible. Hopefully we can bring you a lot more of these cases out of Canada. I'm particularly interested in all of these cases that we have been covering lately where lyrics have been used against people as evidence in court cases. So yeah, that's my question to you for the comments below is what do you think? Should lyrics be able to be used as evidence in a criminal trial? Yes or no? Leave a comment below. Let me know, and I will see you guys on the next one.